Conventional sex is like fast food.
While sacred sexuality is a nourishing feast for your entire being.
Today, we're going to unpack sacred sexuality so you have a clear idea about what it is and how you can move forward, whether or not you're currently in an intimate relationship.
So, we are embodiment and intimacy mentors working with high achieving men and women and couples to support them moving from disconnection into sacred intimacy. And we do so through our private mentorships. If you're interested, check out the link below to book a clarity call.
So in our last video, we exposed the truth that conventional sex is essentially unconscious violence towards the feminine. And in it, we really identified the core problems. And first and foremost is pornography, and as well as social media and movies and that, like just how sex is conveyed as performance, where there's a little emphasis on feminine pleasure.
And what can happen is there's a lot of blurred consent between partners. And yeah, that doesn't actually serve anybody.
And for men, it's because of porn. Men are more focused on dopamine hits than like true intimacy. And the consequences of this is essentially women reporting pain during intercourse,
Pain, numbness,
faking orgasms,
pleasure.
And men, even young men, are experiencing erectile dysfunction and anxiety and over aggression because of the insecurities and the shame that they're building as a result of porn specifically.
So what you end up having is couples are physically connecting, but they're not really feeling each other. There's no energetic connection.
And culturally, it's creating a lot of loneliness, despite how close we are together, and people are feeling very isolated. And there's this broken trust between the masculine and feminine, where for the most part, women on this planet, or the feminine on this planet, doesn't really feel safe amongst the masculine.
Both in men and women.
Yeah.
The feminine side, each one of us, the feminine polarity.
Yeah. So, forgotten truths. Sex is a sacred energy exchange of life force between two consenting individuals. Essentially, it is a healing energy that can really allows us to connect with our essence.
And the feminine really needs safety, slowness, and devotion in order to even open up to the exchange and provide the experience to the masculine that it is meant to be, where she's open and she's ready and she's actually wanting to, be penetrated.
Yeah. So once again, providing the contrast between conventional sex being fast food compared to sacred sexuality, which is like enjoying a really nourishing meal. And as we bring these topics forward, guys, we want to really remind you that you don't know what you don't know. So it's important to be compassionate and forgiving with yourself and others, and know that the first step to healing is cultivating awareness. And to begin this, we offer a free power and presence toolkit where you can begin today to really cultivate that awareness to really empower you on your healing, empowerment, and awakening journey.
Check it out in the comments and description as well.
Yeah.
So what exactly is sacred sexuality and why do we call it sacred?
Mm-hmm.
So the main idea behind this idea is that we approach each other and ourselves as divine beings. There's a sacredness that you cultivate in approaching sexuality.
When you bring this level of awareness, this consciousness into sexuality, it returns innocence and purity to it. And this is really our core mission, really, is to return that innocence and purity to sexuality on this planet. And it's just by bringing the light of awareness into all of it, so we're able to use sexual energy to actually heal ourselves and all the traumas and past and limiting conditionings and beliefs, so we can return to that place where bliss and pleasure are our birthright.
And you can actually check out our video in our story and mission, where we go a bit deeper into how we even came about this path and what exactly is our mission and vision for the collective in our own life.
Yeah, it really was when it's about honoring the body, and so much of my own healing journey only really began when I truly started to honor myself, and I stopped being very self-abusing, very, stop practicing very numbing and desensitizing practices such as porn, and really just ways I just really numbed some practice generally from being a shit myself when I was younger from martial arts and that. So, and just really fully acknowledging and honoring the co-creative polarities within each one of us, right? It's a law of gender. It's each within every living thing is masculine and feminine polarity. And when we understand that, we start to find greater balance between being and doing, do action, relaxation.
And this is actually part of the change that is happening within the human collective in general. We are moving through a time that is called the Great Change, where we are actually beginning to learn how to work with these co-creative polarities within ourselves so that we can be in the world as whole human beings,
as conscious creators, of our reality instead of reactors, to life's, ups and downs. So this is really a return to a natural state of being that has been here on this planet in the past. We actually look to ancient cultures such as in India and Egypt, where, excuse me, clearing some things.
slowing the
Yes. In my time in India, I actually saw ancient temples that were covered in depictions of men and women engaged in sexual acts. Much to the embarrassment of the Indian culture at this current time, and it's just a reminder. This is where practice of tantra comes from. Which obviously is much more than just about sexuality.
as well as Egypt. There's so many temples that are honoring the divine feminine, and high priestesses, that would literally work with sexual energy for healing, empowerment, and awakening. Like this used to be a thing back in the day.
Yeah. So key elements to sacred sexuality is first and foremost, it's slowness. It's slowing down and truly breathing and feeling, where you're just bringing all your awareness into the body. This is where embodiment, in body, comes from, right? And it's about not fantasizing about being with other women or other. Jeez. Excuse me.
So we've been looking
Yeah.
and really preparing to be sharing this information with you for such a long time, years. We were not ready to do this in the past. And so this is why you may hear Jonathan's voice clearing, because there really has been this, pressure to express. But of course, everything happens in divine timing. But just know that this is what's happening.
It's just energy clearing here. It's a kind of a big topic, and I imagine you can agree. So with that said, the greatest thing about this practice is it creates more spaciousness in our inner world, and as a result in our outer world. And
let me
please.
So the spaciousness that you cultivate in this practice is key, because the idea is that you're actually approaching the act of sexuality, the act of lovemaking, with full presence, and there is no agenda to get anywhere. You're actually fully enjoying the experience and being present in your body, like Jonathan mentioned. You're in the body when you are having this experience. And so you get to feel all the sensations, you get to feel all the feelings that will naturally come up when you're fully present, the feelings that you haven't had the chance to process yet, that are stuck in your body, that are preventing you from being a joyous, healthy human being that you're meant to be.
And you can begin this journey right now, actually, by downloading our Power and Presence Toolkit, which allows you to cultivate awareness on every level of being, the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level. Yeah, check the link in the description.
So what are the benefits of sacred sexuality? Well, number one is health and vitality. And you can actually check out a story. We have another video called Sacred Sexuality in Our Love Story, where we go a lot deeper into, like, I healed my chronic gut issues through the power of this work.
Yeah, and through this work, I really was able to cultivate my intuition and my psychic abilities as well, where I became much more of a fine-tuned instrument for my higher guidance to be able to, or for me to actually hear my inner guidance, and
I had that too.
yeah, we both did. In our time in Costa Rica, there was a rapid, very accelerated healing and remembering process for us both.
Yeah, in the video where we describe like how we kind of came about this path, and how we would literally observe the energy moving inside the body and then opening up all the different like channel centers in the body, and it was quite a process. It was definitely like not something that I've ever heard anyone speak about before. And this is partially why we are here to talk about it, to really use our story to demonstrate what is possible, so that everybody, people like yourself watching this video can have the courage and the inspiration and the empowerment to be like, oh, if they could do it, I can do it too.
Yes. And this is really just the path of opening your heart and learning how to keep it open, and even in the most challenging moments in life. And as a result, you really start to develop that, increase your compassion and just sense of connection with everyone around you, with all of life. And from this elevated state of being, as you become more clear what you want to experience and create, this is when manifestation and synchronicities happen much quicker. This has been our experience.
Yeah, we've been really supported on all our travels. Like say we were going into a new place, new country. We went to 6 different countries, and we need to find a place where we're going to stay. We need to find transportation, the necessary things of where you're going to be when we're there. And we've pretty much had a very smooth experience when it comes to our travels. Like we would meet the right people, then they would offer their beautiful places to stay. So
it's all really a testament of how this work has helped us raise our vibrational frequencies and just become more magnetic to what we want to experience. And
that being said, it's not a magic pill.
No.
There are still challenges that we are experiencing that are that are pushing us to grow further. So don't expect this to be like a magic wand that like you have everything you want, because that would not serve your expansion and growth.
No. But one thing is for certain, doing this work is going to help expand your nervous system's capacity, for intimacy, for love and connection, and just really
nervous system capacity.
Thank you, love. And create more presence, so you're truly living in the present moment, not regretting the past or fearing the future.
Yeah, because when we came back into society after 5 years in Costa Rica, we were shocked to see how people's nervous system is so overwhelmed, so undernourished, that like there's no capacity for connection.
Mm-hmm.
There's no capacity for anything. And with this work, you're actually learning to increase the space inside of you for more pleasure, for more connection, for more power, personal power that we all have, but that has been suppressed through conditioning and just unhelpful societal programs.
Toxicity. Yeah. So the path forward begins with detoxing porn, news, I mean, really, and fast food sex, just like fast, hard, conventional sex. This is the first step. I mean, the first step is really porn. If you're still watching porn, stop it. No matter what, when you watch porn, you are wiring shame into your system, which is going to affect your ability to really connect with the feminine. Yeah.
And really learning to honor the feminine inside of yourself, as well as your partner. So if I am a woman, I'm also honoring the feminine inside of Jonathan. I am allowing him the space to feel his emotions, because it's not just the feminine that's going to feel emotional during lovemaking. It's also going to be the masculine who is going to feel that honoring and that true like connection. And that could create a lot of crying releases as well, of just like, oh my God, like this is real deep connecting moment.
This beautiful woman has held a lot of space for me to have emotional releases. I'm very grateful for that. It's because when we have that balance and harmony within, with ourselves, we're able to experience more harmony in our outer world. Relationships, men and women who tend to be very tend to be very masculine, and women who tend to be very feminine. They tend to have these, like, the pendulum tends to swing a lot, where they're continuously fighting drama, and then the pendulum swings, they make up, but they don't really resolve, and it's just this swing back and forth. And we're offering a different path where you can actually experience, like, end all drama and conflict in your life.
In fact, we have a video for that.
Yes, check
it out.
Yeah, so it's really it's just about honoring yourself, honoring the other, having clear boundaries, and cultivating or having true consent. Like, really, for the feminine more than anything else, truly honoring where you're at and your ability to be open or not.
Yeah. And that is such a program that exists in so many women, of like the whole, like, oh, I gotta please my man, or I gotta perform, I gotta be a certain way. And that is so toxic, that really does not allow women to actually feel their femininity in lovemaking, and actually like be receptive to truly receive the masculine. Like, it's one of the most nourishing experiences for a woman to be in that truly receptive state. And the moment that the energetic penetration, which is what sacred sexuality allows you to feel, the moment that energetic penetration begins and the masculine energy is just going in, and it's like it's caressing your whole inner being, it's like nothing else. You cannot compare it to conventional sex, that most people think is normal.
Yeah. And men, put in the time and really help your woman feel relaxed and safe to truly open up, because when she does, oof, it is really beautiful. And
tell me more about
it. And we'll get back to that. Right.
We'll do another video.
Yeah. So it's about repowering sex for pleasure, energy, and connection, where there's a true, I said, sacred energy exchange between both individuals.
And it's also about treating sex as a ritual, a sacred ritual that both people enter into fully consensually, and with deep presence and awareness of, like, why are we here? What exactly are we looking to, receive or exchange as a result of this beautiful act? It's really returning that sacredness and innocence back into sex, which is what it's meant to be. It's one of our greatest gifts as human beings, and it's time that we fucking own that.
And remember, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So as you bring more intentionality into your life, you naturally will bring more intentionality into your sex life, and vice versa. So if you want to start that today, you can actually get the Power and Presence Toolkit and learn how to bring more awareness and more intentionality into your life today. Check out that in the description if you haven't already.
So if all of this resonates and you can relate to having an unsatisfying sex life, and maybe your relationship is lacking the proper structure for you to resolve conflict, to talk about your needs and desires, if you're feeling emotionally disconnected from your partner and you have the true desire to do something about it,
and willingness to commit to your relationship,
then we invite you to book a free clarity call, during which we will really provide you a clear roadmap on how to move forward. And if there is a fit for us to work together, then that option will be offered to you.
Thank you so much for your time and presence. If you have any questions or comments, we'd love to hear them in the comment box. And
please share this with anybody who may need to hear this today.
Yeah.
Let's all be a part of this mission to reprogram human sexuality back towards its bliss and purity and innocence. that it is meant to be.
Yeah, provides a source of power as opposed to draining our energy, our precious life force. That said, have a wonderful day.
See you next time.
Much love.
Take care.